Hello, Twitter, GST! Welcome back to, for what may be possibly is the last time, Root-a-toot-toot double. Yes! Welcome back to new Neon Genesis 3D Super Heartful Root Double Before Crime After D's Xtend Championship Dreams of the Revenants Heavensward Edition Deluxe Plus Turbo Cross Fest Alpha Golden Punisher Hyper Fighting QCD YZ 64DX EX HD 0 Mix Duo Hopes Reunion Light Micro Player Reloaded Reunion Origins Original Sin Eternal Punishment Revengeance Chain of Memories A Realm Reborn, the official game in the movie featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series with new funky mode, new play control, Enfield Final Chapter Prologue, also plays on 2DS, Grand Finale! Woo! This game has, I gotta say, has been a journey. Has been an entire, like, I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie, I'll say that my thoughts after part 2, after Route B were higher than they are now overall. But that is by no means, like, a knock against the game. In that, its story is fantastic. I'll just say that, you know, things I've said many times before. I hate that I'm going to say this again because my SO upstairs, who is, you know, is getting ready for bed, they're like, I've heard you complain about the pacing issues of Root Double. I've practically memorized it. And I was laughing so hard because they told me that today. Oh my god. Oh really, GAs? Wow. So Natsuko's parts would last that long? Because I don't think, you said June and Yuri have a lot of old ones. Hello Zarmegas, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I've said it before. The pacing issues with Route D are a thing, unfortunately, that kind of slow down the story. But the story itself, all the work they put into it with the lore and everything, it almost feels like it's wasted to be on just one game. Like, this world has so much more potential for more stories to be told, and it's a crying shame that this was in one and done, given the ridiculous amount of work that they put into this. Oh my god. But anyway, let's get into the final 3. June, Yuri, and Natsuhiko. Let's go. Let's see, which one of these are old? Well, we definitely know we can start with the key here. After being saved by those rescue workers, June was taken to the hospital where she was treated for her burns. The burn on your back will likely leave a scar. It had been depressing to hear that from her doctor, but there were more important matters on June's mind. I hope Nakazawa's okay. This is, yep. Awesome. I don't know if this is old, but I'm sure GAs will tell me. That rescue worker said she was okay, but the wounds on her head were apparently more serious than would have been thought. Oh, is this narration? Yeah, this is narration. God damn it. Nagisa had been in the ICU for an entire day after the accident, and she was still there. It appeared that Kazami, who had come over as fast as she could, was praying for Nagasa's safety in front of the ICU the whole time. I can skip? Okay. Here we go. But there was no chance she could yield to her. Or was there? June always felt like her heart was being crushed every time she heard a siren go off in the city or saw Kazami come home from work hurt. Sis, I feel the same way as y'all. I don't want y'all to leave me by myself all by myself either. June. I didn't fill in for Nakazawa just so you could spoil me. I wanted to take up that role so I could protect y'all in her stead too. I see. That's true. If that's how you really feel, then I won't stop you. Though she said that, Kazami was clearly a little angry. But you have to promise me that you'll treasure your own life as highly as you can, even when you're working. Oh, of course I will. Y'all better do the same here. Yes, for you I will. The two of them then exchanged smiles. Oh wow. Roll over, Beethoven. Is that a reference to the dog movie? Because it says roll over, Beethoven. Like that old ass 90s movie. Alright, here we go. I think that unlocked a whole bunch of stuff right here. This is still 3 years ago. It happened one day. June had started to notice something off about Kazami's behavior. See, she and Kazami had gone shopping that day. But for some reason, Kazami acted like her mind was galaxies away. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, I think Kazami and Watase were together for like a year, right? No. This might be... Oh my god, she might be thinking about Watase! We get to hear them talk about it, too! Hey, sis, what should we eat for lunch? Good question. What would be nice? Calling out to her only resulted in receiving half-hearted replies like this one. June raised her voice in frustration. Sheesh. What's going into y'all, sis? Huh? They were together for 2 years. Thanks, cheers. Did I do something to piss you off? Or something? If you got something you want to say, let it out! No. You didn't make me angry. It's just... After she finished mumbling nervously, Kazami quietly continued. Actually, there was something I want to ask you. Huh? What's up? June, have you ever gone out with a guy before? I knew it! I knew they were going to talk about this! Huh? Where'd this come from? Oh, shucks, oh golly, oh gee, oh boy. I love seeing Kazami in a casual setting. We hardly ever get to see her like this. Oh well, as your substitute older sister, I just felt that might be better for me to know these kind of things, that's all. I wasn't trying to ask for tips or anything. Where'd you say that? How dare you ask me that? No, I haven't.
でも私も別にモテないわけじゃないんだよ。
But it's not like I'm unpopular or anything here.
ラブレターもらったこともあるし、告られたこともあるし。
I've gotten love letters and confessions and stuff before.
そう。
I see. Kazami sighed. What's up with her? June had thought that pigs would fly before Kazami would ever bring up the topic of love. Just when June wondered if she should start checking the skies to be safe, Kazami asked another question.
じゃあ別の質問だけど。
Yes!
あなたクラシック音楽に詳しい？
Oh my god, I am so glad that we did the other one before this. Then, let me ask you a different question. Do you know much about classical music?
クラシック？
Huh? Classical?
もし詳しければいろいろと知識を伝授してほしいんだけど。
If you do, then I'd like you to tell me as much as you know.
ごめん、全然わかんない。私ロックしか聞かないし。
Sorry, my brain's a total blank on the subject. All I listen to is rock and Johnny Cash.
そう。
I see. Kazami let out another deep sigh. June had started doing a lot of things to rebel against her father around the time she entered middle school. Said father was a classical music aficionado. Oh. Under the belief that he who hates Peter harms his dogs, June had grown to associate classical music with her father and thus hated it. Turned to rock instead of rebellion. That's really old school. That's like my parents' generation to everything to do. But why see us bringing up love and classical music like that? She hasn't shown interest in other topic up until... Oh boy. I get it now. Oh sis, I support y'all 100%. It was then that the pieces clicked inside June's head and she gasped.
まさかお姉ちゃん好きな男ができたんじゃ。
Oh my god! Don't tell me you finally found a guy you like?
なんでそんなことを。
What makes you think that?
いや、好きな男がクラシック好きで、話を合わせるためにちょっとクラシック聴こうと思ったとか。
Well, it doesn't look like you're particularly a good hide and stuff. It just sounds like you got the hots for some guy who likes classical music. So you're all like, oh, June, what is classical music? I need to know, blah, blah, blah. And then you're just trying to get into it too so you can hold a conversation with him or something.
違うわ。そんなのじゃなくて。
No, that's not it at all. No.
つまり、そう、リラクゼーション効果よ。
Well, you see, right, I heard it has relaxing effects.
リラクゼーション効果？
Relaxing effects?
クラシックには心の疲れを取る効果があるのよ。確か。
Yes, they say that listening to classical music works wonders at putting a tired mind to ease. Right? They say that, right? I'm not making it up.
私は毎日張り詰めた緊張感の中で仕事をしているから、クラシックを聴くことで疲れを癒したいと思って。
I've been working with so much pent-up stress lately that I thought listening to classical music might be the remedy I need. Oh, really? It sounded like she was lying, but June decided not to press her on it for now. I'm gonna press Xtend out here. In exchange, she gave Kazami a warning instead.
でもお姉ちゃん、それだけは言っておくけど。
Let me just give y'all a heads up, sis.
クラシック聴くような男にろくなやつはいないよ。
All guys are like classical music or scumbags.
なんですって。
What?
だってうちの父親がそうだもん。お姉ちゃんにも話したよね。うちの父親がろくでもないやつだって。
Well, I mean, my father likes it, and I think I already told you what a scumbag he is.
だからってそれはあまりに短絡的な考えだと思うけど。
But that just sounds like you're being too biased if you ask me.
いや、音楽の趣味には人となりが現れるの。
Nope. Person's taste in music shows their true colors.
男を選ぶときはそういうのも踏まえて選ばなきゃダメだよ。
Y'all gotta keep that in mind when you're picking out a guy, you get me?
わかったわ。
Alright. June secretly thought to herself when she saw Kazami's meek reply. Oh god! Oh, June, no! Good. They should keep sis away from any sickos. God be damned if that day ever came. June would feel a little lonely if Kazami ever got a boyfriend, but it would ultimately be a cause for celebration. But that man would have to meet June's highest standards before she ever accepted him. And you're already gonna know who it is, too. I made up my mind to protect sis in Nakazawa's place. That includes keeping her safe from any bastard who doesn't give her everything she deserves. June secretly renewed her determination to maintain that policy. That was an adorable scene. Honky Tonk. I do know that's a classical song. So interesting. Roll Over Beethoven is classic rock. So yeah, June likes classic rock, I guess, then. June's first day of work as a rescue worker. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's right. She literally just became a rescue worker. Only, like, perhaps a little under a month before everything went down. A little over a month before, I should say. She meets a man with a sour face and harsh tongue, and so she didn't even get to work under him, yeah. Yeah, I knew this has got to be new, yeah. After passing the rescue worker exam through sheer guts and spirit, June finally fulfilled her dream of joining Sirius after a half year of waiting for a transfer. As such, she was moved from Rokame City Eastern Fire Department to the Central. Then her first day of work arrived, when was June faced with high hopes. This is where SACE works, the front line for rescue workers. Woo! She wasn't only happy about getting to wear the uniform she'd admired for years. She was also excited about the prospect of finally possibly meeting him, too. That bastard broke up with sis. I guess I'll give him what for. Oh, she doesn't know they're one and the same. Maybe the hero who saved me when I was a little kid is still here. Her memory of her savior was faint since it had been 9 years, but she felt she'd recognize him as soon as she saw him. I see. Yeah, she didn't know that they're the same person. Wonder if he'll remember me. I'd like to thank him once at least. She then entered the station with those thoughts in mind, and immediately came across a fellow rescue worker. Huh. Good morning to you. June saluted and greeted him. I'm June Maribe, firefighter. I've been working at Sirius starting today, and I am pleased as punch to get to know y'all. I swear I'll work myself to the bone to save lives, so let's both do our best together. Oh wow, so Kazami kept it a secret that she was going out with him. I did not know that. Thank you, Chiefs. I guess because of the whole classical music thing. Oh god. She never knew. Oh wow. I swear, I'll work myself to the bone to save lives, so let's both do our best together. Supposed to have been the perfect reading, but the worker didn't respond no matter how much long June waited. Huh? Hello? Damn, Watase. Why you gotta be so mean? Just because you're training to be a terrorist. Not a speckled lady in this one either. Huh? June was taken aback by it. Suddenly he clicked his tongue.
こいつまでとはどういうことでありますか？
What do y'all mean by this one either?
なんでもねえよ。こっちの話だ。
Nothing, just talking to myself. And that I call bullshit. Well, to say you dated her for a fucking year and only 2 years and only broke up with her because of your freaking terrorist shit. I call complete bullshit on that.
では、女だてらにとは？
What about the no speculated part?
この命がけの仕事をわざわざやろうとする水狂な女がこれで2人になっちまったってことだよ。
I meant no, our squad is two nutcases for women who decide they actually want to work to save lives. What?
まあいい。入隊すれば女も男もない。これからたっぷりしごいてやるから覚悟しとけ。
Well, whatever. Once you enlist, there's no man or woman. You say you work yourself to the bone? Well, you better mean that. The man left with those words. Utterly stunned by what had just happened, all June could do was watch him walk off into the distance.
なんだいあいつ。
Asshole! What the hell's his problem? A voice called out to June from right behind after she let that curse slip through.
ジュン、何一人で騒いでるの？
Oh, wow. Okay, okay. I knew it had to be bullshit. Yeah. Watase was being... Yeah, okay. That's right. Watase was deliberately being a jerk over the last year so no one would feel sad when he disappeared and got arrested. I see. That, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for reminding me of that, Chase. There is a lot to this story. June, what are you upset about?
あ、お姉ちゃん。
See us.
ねえ、なんなのあの人。初対面でいきなり女だてらにとか言われたよ。
Hey, what's this guy's problem? On our first meeting, and what does he say? No speckled lady in this one.
私そういうこと言われんの大嫌いなんだけど。
I hate it so much when people tell me that!
あの人って？
What do you mean that guy?
目つきの悪い隊員だよ。こんなトカゲみたいな目をしたさ。
Oh, that worker with the creepy eyes? Seriously, they look like freaking lizards!
トカゲ。
Lizard.
ジュン、多分その人は。
June, I think the man you're talking about is...
あなたが配属される私たちの隊の隊長。 Kasasagi Watase 消防司令補よ。
Our squad's captain. Fire Lieutenant Watase Kasasagi.
え？
Huh?
隊長、前々からこぼしてたから。
The captain's been complaining about that for a while.
シリウス A チーム5名のうち2名が女になるって。人事は何考えてんだって。
I believe his words were, 5 members on Team A and 2 of them are women. What the hell is HR thinking?
女性蔑視だな。そんな奴が私の上司になるなんて。
Misogynist prick! Why the hell does that son of a bitch like that have to be my superior?
ジュン、そんな奴とは何ですか？口を慎みなさい。
June, watch your tongue. You can't use that kind of language here.
でもな。
But Sia's an asshole! Oh, shucks. June started pouting like a kid from her dissatisfaction. Kazami's face stiffened up at that moment.
ジュン、あなたには今のうちに言っておきます。
June, this is a good opportunity for me to lay down some ground rules for you here. It's like a military thing. You gotta salute your superiors.
まず、職場で私をお姉ちゃんと呼ぶのはやめなさい。
First of all, you're not to refer to me as sis while we're on duty. Huh?
これから私はあなたの上司になります。
I'm your superior henceforth.
けじめをつけるため、橘消防士長、もしくは副隊長と呼ぶように。
As such, you are to treat me as such, and refer to me as either Fire Sergeant Tachibana or Lieutenant.
そんな急に言われても、これまでずっと。
Whoa! Hey now! Y'all can't seem to get rid of old habits, so...
黙りなさい。
That's an order.
それと私は、職場では敬語を話します。あなたに対しても敬語を使うので、そのつもりで。
Furthermore, you are to use proper language when you are on duty. That is how we speak to everyone here, and you are to be no exception, Ensign Maribe.
あ、本当に敬語だ。
Oh shit, you're serious, ain't you?
お姉ちゃんったら硬いんだから。
Jeez, you're such a stickler, sis. Oh, dagnabbit.
わかりましたか。
Do you hear me loud and clear? Though Kazami was not often prone to anger, June knew that there was nothing scarier than an enraged Kazami. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Stepped in at this time. Then June clicked her heels and gave a salute before the storm of indignation could burst free.
失礼しました、副隊長。
Pardon my insubordination, Lieutenant! And thus June's life as a rescue worker unfolded. Though he always sounded full of himself, Watase's skills were next to none in the field. June had passed both Firefighting Academy and the Rescue Worker exam at the top of her class, and had been treated as a real up-and-comer by the Eastern Fire Department, but she was nowhere near Watase's league. God damn it, he's like freaking Super Saiyan 2! Armed with his physical abilities, level-headed judgment, and vast wealth of experience, all of which far exceeded June's, he truly was an ideal rescue worker. Whew! Not bad, I guess. She couldn't stand his utter indifference, but she quickly grew to have faith in his skills. With Watase, Kazami, and Hiyama's cool heads balanced out by Dojima and June's wild personalities, the five of them made a great team. Sounds like human resources had that in mind when they assigned me. Gotta have a balanced party and all that. At first, she wasn't sure about the whole deal. Her days at Sirius weren't so bad after all. But there was one thing that kept bugging her. Where is that guy? I swear, I will find him and thank him one day. Jude had been looking around the fire department to see if the rescue worker who'd saved her was there. But no one knew who she was talking about. Even Kazami was the same. All she had to say on the subject was, who knows? Why don't you try asking the captain? Oh god! But after June finally mustered up her courage and asked him, Watase simply said,
Hell if I know.
and left it at that. Well, I guess I'm glad it's not the captain, but still. At any rate, it had already been over 9 years since that day. It wouldn't be surprising if he transferred or something. So, I guess that means my hero's no longer here, huh? June was a little disappointed that she couldn't show the man just how much she'd grown. Alright, and this surely is new as well. Yeah, this is gonna be just, oh yeah, now this is taking place during Route B, and I guess that one should be as well. Let's go. 3 days ago, June had been visiting Public Institute after Public Institute for disaster prevention guidance purposes. Oh my, oh, so we're gonna see this scene from her perspective. One of those stops included Rokame Academy, where she was stopped by some students.
もしかしてこの間の
Aren't you,
どこかで会ったっけ？
huh? Have we met somewhere?
いやほら、あの時の事故現場で。
We were all at the scene of the accident, remember?
ああ、あの事故の時通報してくれた子たちだね。
Huh! Y'all are the kids who reported that accident, aren't you? Those kids were Natsuko, Machiro, and Louise. Well, geez Louise. They appeared to look up to June. June was also a bit happy about that, so when they asked her why she became a rescue worker to begin with, she answered honestly.
私さ、ヒーローになりたかったんだよね。
I guess it's because I want to be a hero.
Hero? A hero?
いやー、私ってば子供の頃からなんつうか男勝りでね。
Well, to be honest, ever since I was a kid, I've been something of a tomboy. Like to play all the sports and whatnot.
誰かに助けられるヒロインより誰かを助けるヒーローになりたいって思っててさ。
I always want to be the hero who saves people instead of the heroine who needs to be saved. Oh, what? Why did it?
ヒーローの定義とかって難しいけど、人の命を救うってのは間違いなく正しいことだしね。
It's kind of tough to define exactly what a hero is, but saving people's lives is pretty damn heroic, I'd say. However, June was thinking something else then, too. Well, I guess I do have another motive. Maybe it was to get back at my old man. June's father, a city council member, was still as arrogant now as he had been when June was a child. He was a total snob who still spat on the justice June believed in. Nothing like the heroes June admired. As a councilman of a city that had garnered much influence over the years, he had probably done several things that skirted on the edge of illegality. June had tried to gain his attention when she was a kid, but she more or less gave up by the time she entered middle school. In high school, she frequently left the house to hang out at Kazami's place instead, and when she graduated, she left home for good. June was currently living by herself in a small apartment she rented. Well, he lives his own way and I live mine. We're both adults now, after all. Of course, whatever her father did had nothing to do with her. She figured she just lived doing what she felt was right. When she parted ways with Natsuko and his friends, June headed for her next destination, the PRC, going all the way to China. She then took care of her disaster prevention guidance there and was about to head on back when she spotted a familiar face in an office. Oh wow! They could actually use all the freaking NPCs that were given unique profiles to actually give names to those faces. Oh crap. Daddy? June frantically hid behind a door. Oh shit. She hadn't seen her father in the 2 years since she left home. Oh, what's Daddy doing at the PRC? It looked like her father was talking to the PRC chief.
There have been quite a lot of disasters lately, and I've got a feeling none of them were acts of God, if you know what I mean. Huh. So it really is their work, isn't it? I can't say for sure, but it's definitely possible.
Oh wait, I know what voice I should use for June's dad.
But assuming it is, should we call those concerned to attention to avoid a repeat of 9 years ago? Impossible! How would we explain it to them? Perhaps we should disclose some information. It'd be a good opportunity, wouldn't it? Disclose information? All that'd do is fuel the residents' anxiety. We must not acknowledge that members of Q had slipped in their way into Rokume City, no matter what. Took us over 10 goddamn years since that incident to finally achieve our current level of peace. That'd all go down the toilet if we were to reveal the truth now. So we'll take care of the matter secretly. Got it?
The chief grew quiet. Now, what the hell are they talking about? Nothing they said made any sense to her. There had always been a part of her father that had been shrouded in mystery for many years. After all, he was the man who ignored the citizens' protests, carried out the setup of cameras all over the city, and strengthened city gate regulations. Well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't mind letting sleeping dogs lie. Do. June left the building with that thought. Just going around, doing my job. Oh, interesting. That's gonna unlock last. Huh. Now, which ones? Should I just do the key ones, or are these, do these two matter? I'm just checking, let's see. Yeah, the last one of hers. It's all dark side of the moon here. Just the keys? Okay. Wow, so there's not much for June. Oh, it's right in the beginning, okay. After they reunited with Watase in Area 1, the group rescued Yuri, a civilian who had been caught up in the accident. But Watase had lost his memories. June was worried about him too, but despite Watase's condition, he told them this.
Let me help out with rescuing any other survivors.
Huh? You sure you'll be okay, Captain? Oh wow, this is nostalgic. Route A was so good!
It's true that I don't remember all that much, and that I might just be a burden in your eyes. But that doesn't change that I'm still a rescue worker, right? So I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I just sit on the sidelines while you're all still hard at work.
Those words moved you.
Yes!
Wow, that sounded pretty badass!
No, I think it's normal. I'd hate having to force only women to work.
I hate it when people treat me like a girl. I like your guts. Well, there's always a possibility that y'all get caught in a fire and stay here. I'm gonna keep shooting you up with AD. So maybe having y'all come with us would be the safest bet after all.
Alright, then...
However... June swiftly pointed at Watase's nose. This is no ordinary mission. So if y'all want to stay with us as a rescue worker, then you gotta be ready to accept the responsibilities and duties that come with it. Y'all be treated as a new recruit until you get your memory back. So basically, you'll be in the same boat as me. I know I'm being real rude here, but y'all could die otherwise. So, y'all good with that?
Yeah, of course.
June's heart warmed when she saw Watase answer so obediently. He's always so cool-headed. Looks like he can be cute too. Well, alrighty. Then I'll be back you up all the way. So let's both do our best together.
Yeah.
They then reformed their team and continued the search. They then saved a woman stuck in the connecting passageway between areas 2 and 3. She grew very angry when she was told of the situation and started harping on the group. Come on, give me a break here! Why am I still stuck like this?
しまったってどういうこと？
Is this all old or is some of this new here? Because I'm fairly sure I remember this this scene. I could skip now? Okay, yeah. Yep, there we go. Okay. See, it's just the keys. Watase again. Here we go. The facility was full of countless dangers, such as radiation, fire, and explosions. I hope we can regroup with Dojima and Hiyama as soon as possible. She would feel much more at ease if they were able to rendezvous with Dojima and Hiyama, her two co-workers, when they finally found Dojima. He was almost beyond recognition. This can't be happening! Why did Dojima have to die? As June desperately tried to hold back her tears, Watase called out to her gently.
It's okay, Moribe.
She was a bit hurt about how little impersonal his words sounded. Oh, I mean, how little impersonal, or because should be how impersonal, I guess. The little doesn't make sense there. At least, I don't think so. But Captain... Dojima was one of your close friends, wasn't it?
Yeah, but, I don't really remember him. All I remember is somebody being really trigger happy.
Y'all don't feel sad? Or is it just that you can't feel sad because you lost your memories?
I don't know.
Are y'all serious?
I'm sorry, but I really don't know. Not even if I'm sad or not.
Watase's face warped when he said that. It was then that June realized. Watase was sad at the simple fact that he couldn't even feel sad about his own co-worker's death. I remember this, yeah.
Sorry. I can't share your pain right now.
Don't worry about that. I'm sorry. Don't worry about me. It was at that moment that June felt like she'd been touched by the core of Watase's heart. By the despair he felt at having been thrown into this horrible situation without a single memory of who he was. He kept on moving forward in spite of that. June and the others left the room and continued the search. But they were still short on AD and time was wasting away by the second. So they overcame their comrade's death and continued the search. Managed to make their way through a gas-filled zone and turn on the sprinkler system. June and the others decided to take a short break in the little time they had, from then until the system finished its job and the gas had ventilated. Okay, I don't know why they're bothering to put like the rest of the scene when it's like repeated. Like, yeah, I thought it, yeah. Right, and last one when they find Hiyama. And then it's just a new one, and then we can move on to Yuri. After finishing their break in the engine room, June and the others hid their exhaustion and pressed on. They continued to search the facility for the survivors that were almost certainly there. But then, as if to crush those hopes, they discovered yet another victim. It was the final member of Team A, Hiyama.
It's too late. He's already dead.
NANI?! No. Yama, not you too! Kazami spoke bitterly to the utterly speechless Watase.
殉職はこの仕事をしている以上避けられないことではあります。
Oh, I can skip until the SSS, thank you. There we go. He would never come back, but he had left their group the key they need to keep moving forward. In that key lay what was most certainly the will of someone who had lived their life to their fullest. Those who had been entrusted with that will would accept it and carry it with them for the rest of their lives. Much like how it was Nagasa's existence that had brought Kazami and June to where they were now. Thanks, Captain.
Thank Yama. It was probably him who made me say all that.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, thank you, Yama. I'll live on for you too. Thus she would use her life to accomplish what had to be done. Saving human lives. That's right. That's the whole reason I came here, after all. June clenched her hands into tight fists when she thought that. So, as Watase's place in June's heart grows, a new memory relating to him comes back to life in the innermost depths of her mind. Light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Right there. Oh, this is when they're putting out the PRC fire. Explosions and fire, unable to accept her captain's orders. June tries rushing into the building all by herself. Oh, wow. We know that Watase hates that. Let's go. June's last memory. A memory of one day ago. Of when June had been sent out on the dispatch right after Natsuko and his friends told her there could be terrorists out there. An explosion and fire have broken out of Rokume City Parapsychology Research Center at 72 Nishimachi. The report was called in by the Rokume City Security Department. The cause of the explosion is currently unknown. It's possible an explosive was involved. Firefighting squads and the elite rescue squad are to hurry to the scene and conduct firefighting and rescue efforts. Whoa! June found herself stunned when the PRC finally came into view. The power of that explosion had been no laughing matter. Glass had scattered all over the place, and part of the building had been destroyed. No gas explosion or anything like that could have done this much damage. She recalled the terrorists that Natsuko and her friends, you mean and his friends, had told her about just a few minutes ago. Just then, Watase began handing down orders to all of Team A.
We don't know the full situation, so it's too dangerous to go blindly rushing in. Take care of directing the evacuation first.
Huh? Directing the evacuation? Oh god, did I learn that in firefighter school? I don't remember. Hold on, Captain. What if survivors are still around?
No backtalk, rookie. Just follow my orders.
Hail's his problem. Someone needs to get in his head. He's not a goddamn dictator. Our job is to save lives. I'm sure the rescue workers who saved me would have always put that first, no matter what the dispatch. Moribe, where are you going?
Dumbass, don't go acting on your own.
Sorry, Captain. June ignored their calls and ran towards the building. But she tried to enter the facility by herself. Something else exploded in the building, sending something flying out towards June. She looked up and realized it was a steel desk bigger than her. Oh, crap! I can't get away in time! Just as she thought that, a voice called out to her.
Maribe!
June then felt something push her out of the way 1 second before the death was due to hit her. When she came to her senses, she realized Watase was on top of her, shielding her with his body. Captain?
Idiot, what did I tell you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, are you okay?
Huh?
What's wrong? You're not hurt, are you?
Oh, is this where she remembers?
Hey, you're gonna keep staring at my face? You're gonna say something.
Sorry. It's just... I'm a bit surprised you're worried about me, that's all.
Of course I'm worried about you, idiot. It's just a super superior. That's my job.
However, she felt a bit awkward hearing that from the captain, seeing as how she didn't get along with him so great. June's flustered state of mind was interrupted by Watase rapidly springing to his feet.
Maribe, on your feet. Don't forget we still have a mission to do.
Yes, sir! June quickly took Watase's hand and stood up. When she did, she found herself faced with an unusually stern glare from Watase.
Listen up, Maribe, and don't forget what I'm about to tell you. We rescue workers are by no means heroes. We're ordinary people. If you die, that's it. End of the line. So you have to prioritize your own survival when you're on the job. The only times we rescue workers can act recklessly is when we're absolutely sure we'll survive. Got it? Make sure you always keep that in mind.
Yes, sir! Kazami ran over to them at that moment. Captain, Maribe, are you both alright?
Tachibana, this happened because you were negligent in your supervision duties. Keep a tighter grip on the rookie, got it?
Sir, my sincerest apologies, sir.
I'm leaving Maribe in your hands. I'll give orders to Dojima and Hiyama.
And with that, Watase quickly dashed off. June stared at him with a long gaze. So in the end, he may be a hard ass, but the captain sure is amazing. I don't even hold a candle to him as I stand now. Just means I gotta train and increase my power level. He was a world apart from the image of a hero that June had concocted in her mind. To June, a hero is someone who could do anything they set their heart on, even without the skill or experience. But in reality, heart alone can only accomplish so much. Failure to realize that fact had almost cost June her life just now. I still got a long way to go. Captain's right to call me a rookie. And I got to learn just as much as I can from him, so I can stand on my own as soon as possible. Maribe, we need to get going too. Yes! June nodded and chased after Watase and with Kazami. Alright, that's all June stuff. Wow, that went pretty quickly, I'd say. Now Yuri. And, exactly, Jace. I thought my life was a shonen anime, but it's actually a seinen. God dang it. People often die brutally in seinen anime. Oh, crap. Thank you, Jace. Okay, so I remember last time you said a lot of Yuris are old, which is good because there's our there is an absolute fuck ton of them here. Start with the first one. Oh, this is actually not old? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, so many of Yuri's are in the past. I see. It was a nostalgic memory of long, long ago. Memory of a time shortly after Yuri and Natsuko had run away from home. The night they ran away from home, Natsuko explained Yuri's family situation to Dr. Tankawa. Oh, so this is what happened immediately after that. After she had heard everything, the professor spoke to Yuri.
安心なさい、ユーリちゃん。必ず状況を改善してあげるから。
You can relax, Yuri. I promise I'll make things right. Yuri wanted to believe in those kind words. And afterwards, the professor indeed stuck to her words and worked here and there for Yuri's sake. According to the professor, she was apparently working with the people at the Child Consultation Center. Oh god! Getting a bunch of Higurashi flashbacks here and the Department of Social Welfare. One day, the professor brought several men with her to Yuri's house, and they discussed something with their parents. The professor told Yuri that things might drag on until evening, so go play with Natsuko for a while. So Yuri waited with Natsuko for the adults to finish talking. Hello, Sloom, welcome to the stream. The two of them talked as they sat on a park bench.
Your mom is really nice, huh? She's even taking time off work just so she can help me out.
Yes, I guess she's just more than just smart and cool, huh? As a result of Dr. Tankawa's efforts, Yuri felt that her family situation had improved. She even felt that her parents were yelling at her less. Yeah, Miyoko's trying to solo Minagoroshi all by herself.
And also, your mom's strong too. Hey, Dad's really scary. She's out of your back at him without getting scared.
Oh, sorry, Jesse. Yeah, I'd never seen Mom that mad before. When Dr. Tankawa first arrived at the Katona residence, she was like an ogre. To the point where Yuri was frightened, even though she was the one the professor was protecting. But my dad said that Mom's got some weak parts too. And so he told me that I gotta protect her. It was then that Yuri first realized that Natsuko hadn't mentioned his father up until that point.
Natsuko, what kind of person is your dad?
Huh?
Your dad must be nice too.
Natsuko fell silent at Yuri's question for a second, but then he replied with a smile. Yes, he was nice, strong, and cool too. He was always energetic and cheerful. He would always tell me and Mom that he loved us. I love my dad too. Yuri furrowed her eyebrows at his words. He sounded like he was talking about his father as if he were gone.
お父さんって見たことないけど。
Now that I think about it, I've never seen your dad.
お父さんどこにいる？
Where is he?
天国。
Heaven. Oh, sorry.
去年病気で死んじゃったんだ。
He died of sickness last year. I'm sorry. As Yuri frantically apologized, Natsuko just smiled in reply.
ふう、気にしないで。
Nah, don't worry about it.
僕、お父さんと同じで強いから。
I'm strong like my dad. See?
もう泣かないってお父さんと約束したからさ。
Because I promised him that I wouldn't cry anymore. Natsuko then showed Yuri his left hand. On his wrist was a wristwatch that looked quite out of place on a child. Dang! Yeah, this is where the watch comes from. That's right. What's this?
お父さんの時計だよ。
Hello, Mirage. Welcome to the stream. It's Dad's watch.
この時計をもらった時、
Oh
手
God!
紙も一緒にもらったんだ。
Maybe. I got a letter from him when I got this watch.
それに書いてあった。辛くても泣かないで、自分より弱い人を守れって。
It said not to cry no matter how tough things got. That I gotta protect those weaker than me.
じゃあ、私を守るって言ってくれたのも、お父さんと約束したから。
Then, you said you'd protect me because you promised your dad.
今回はお母さんに助けてもらっちゃったけど。
Well, yes, but this time I had to get Mum to protect you, though.
でも、いつかはちゃんと。
But one day I'll do it right. I'll grow up and I'll have these badass psychic powers, and I'll go boom boom and do this Yu-Gi-Oh! Mind crush on people. You'll see I'll be really badass. Natsuko muttered as he looked at his watch. The adult-sized watch was still too big for his arm. Yeah, be careful you don't lose that, dude. My God. But Yuri had the feeling that one day he'd grow into it and make it look good. Eventually, Natsuko looked at Yuri and spoke.
ねえ、ユーリ、もう5時半だよ。きっと話し合いが終わる頃だよ。
Hey, Yuri. It's already 5:30. They're probably just about done talking.
そろそろ家に帰ってみようか。
How about we head back to your house now?
大丈夫。怖くないよ。
It's
僕がつ
okay.
いてるから。
No need to be scared. I'll be with you. Okay. Yuri mustered up the courage to answer. And then they walked to her house hand in hand. 10 years have already passed since then. Even now, Yuri remembers that day whenever she sees his watch. Natsuko was probably really sad about his father's death, but he still encouraged Yuri. That kindness made her happier than anything else could. It was probably around that time that Yuri fell in love with Natsuko. Her memory of this faraway day still remains a treasure in her mind. Well, yeah, because he was also helping her get out of her horrible family situation as well, in addition to everything else with like them running away together and everything, which happened in the main story. Yeah. Oh, and this is the lava Winston right here. Which, do the one on 9/15/2030. Really? Not this one, are you sure? Not the one with the key right here? I should skip these two with the keys. I just want to be absolutely clear that, yeah, if I should skip the two with the, Oh, you sure? Okay. It was last night. Yuri and Dr. Tenkala were discussing plans for the next day. That is September 16th.
博士、明日の予定なんですけど。
Professor, about tomorrow's plans.
何？
What is it?
明日6時半から18時半まで N エリアで実験って何をやるんですか？
It says 6:30 to 6:30 a.m. to p.m. Experiments in Area N. What are we doing there?
それはね、元はといえば私が昔からずっとやりたかった実験なんだけど。
Well, properly speaking, there's been this experiment that I've always wanted to conduct.
急遽今やる必要が出てきたので、ゆりちゃんに手伝ってほしいのよ。
But it suddenly became necessary to run the experiment right away. So I want your help, Yuri.
今やる必要？
Why now?
ゆいがラボを出て被験体の数が減ってしまったじゃない？
The number of test subjects has decreased after Yui left Labo, correct?
それでも高度な実験が行えるということをラボの上層部に証明しなければならないの。
But we still have to prove to the higher-ups in Labo that we're conducting advanced experiments. Otherwise, they're just gonna kidnap more children, and we do not want that.
わかりました。もちろんお手伝いします。
I understand. Of course I'll help.
でも、どんな実験なんでしょう？
What sort of experiment is it?
そうね。わかりやすく言うと、
Let's see. In simple terms... Oh, how do I put this? We're literally going to play God and create a brand new soul.
意識を作る実験かしら。
It's an experiment to create a consciousness, perhaps. Holy fuck. When Yuri blinked in confusion, the professor continued with a straight face.
ゆりちゃん知ってる？意識の発生過程ってね、現代の科学ではまだよくわかっていないのよ。
Yuri, did you know? The process through which a consciousness forms is still not well understood by modern science.
そうなんですか？
It isn't?
論理的に見て、脳のどこかに意識が生じているように見えるでしょ？
Logically, the consciousness seems to come forth from somewhere in the brain, correct?
でも、脳をどんなに細かく分解していっても、意識が生まれるメカニズムはわからない。
But no matter how thoroughly we analyze the brain, we still don't understand the mechanism through which a consciousness is born.
ただのタンパク質の塊になぜ意識が生じるのか、意識のありかはどこなのか。
How does a simple lump of protein produce a consciousness? Where exactly is the consciousness?
それを探る実験なんですか？
So this is an experiment to try and find the answer.
違うの。私なりに見つけたその答えを検証するための実験。
Oh, foolish Yuri. No, it's an experiment to verify the answer I found myself. Not finding an answer. I'm Dr. Bloody Miyoko Tenkawa. Who the hell do you think I am? The professor smiled boldly.
さてゆりちゃん、意識の発生過程を探る前に知っておかなければならないことがあるわよね。
Now then, Yuri, before we search for the process of consciousness creation, there's something you need to know.
ねえ、意識って何だと思う？
But first of all, what exactly do you think a consciousness is?
意識ですか？
Consciousness.
難しいですね。
That's a hard question.
思ったり感じたりする心、魂って呼ばれるものでしょうか？
A mind that thinks and feels. That's what we call a spirit, right?
魂ね。それも一つの答えだわ。
A spirit, huh? Well, that's another answer, I suppose.
さまざまな答えがある哲学的な命題だけど、少なくとも私はこう思うの。
It's a philosophical problem with many answers. But at the very least, this is what I think.
意識とは情報の集積と その変容、そしてその変容の仕方を自ら取捨選択できるということよ。
A consciousness is an accumulation of information and its transformed state, and it must be capable of making decisions regarding the process of its own transformation.
取捨選択
Making decisions.
それが重要なの。ただの情報と意識を分ける
That's
決
the
定
key.
的な一線。
The dividing line between a simple collection of information and a complex consciousness.
情報をいくら集めたところでそこに意識は生まれないわよね。
A simple accumulation of information won't cause the consciousness to be born.
例えば大容量のハードディスクがあってもそれが意思を持つことはない。
For
そこに記
example,
録されている情報は変容しないから。
a hard disk won't have a consciousness no matter how high its capacity. The information recorded on it won't transform on its own.
ではそれが変容するとしたらどうかしら。いいえ、
So what if that
これだけではまだ意識とは呼べない。
goddamn pauses? So what if that information were to transform? It would still not suffice as a consciousness.
ハードディスクの内容を1000回書き換えたところでそれは他者が行ったこと。意識とは全く別物よ。
If you rewrote a hard disk contents 1,000 times, it would be your work, not the hard disk. That's not a consciousness at all.
コンピュータープログラムもしかり、決められた処理を行うだけで自ら何か選ぶわけではない。
No, not even a computer program counts. Those merely follow predetermined processes. It's not as if they make their own decisions.
だけどもしその情報が自らの変容の仕方を取捨選択できるとしたら、
But what if that information was able to decide the process of its own transformation? Holy crap!
それはもはやただ
That's
の
right.
記録媒体じゃない。人間の脳内で起こる作用と変わりないわ。
Then it's no longer a simple medium. It's the same as the process that occurs in the human brain.
そこには意識が生まれたと言っても過言ではないと思うの。
It would be no exaggeration to say that a consciousness was born there.
なるほど、私もそう思いますけど、それを作るっていうのはどういう意味ですか？
I see. I think so too, but when you say we're gonna make a consciousness, what do you mean? When Yuri asked that question, the professor pointed at her own head.
人間の脳の中には高エネルギーの BC 粒子が満ちているわ。
The human brain is filled with high energy BC particles.
それはいわば情報エネルギーの集合体。脳から作用を受け常に変容していく。
In other words, an accumulation of information energy that is constantly transforming to the influence of the brain.
逆に BC 粒子も脳に作用を及ぼし印象や感覚を変容させる。
And conversely, the BC particles affect the brain too, causing impressions and senses to transform.
つまり脳内の BC 粒子とは脳と相互に影響を及ぼし続ける。
In other words, the brain and its surrounding BC particles constantly hold a mutual effect on each other.
それってさっきゆうりちゃんが言ったものに似てない？
Doesn't that sound similar to what I just told you? Everything she said suddenly snapped together in Yuri's mind.
魂
A spirit!
そう。魂なんてものが実在するとしたら、それは脳内に満ちる BC 粒子のことなんじゃないかって思うのよ。
Indeed. My thinking was that if something like a spirit were to exist, then it could possibly be the BC particles that fill the brain.
太古から人類が存在を示唆し、探し続けてきたもの。その正体は素粒子が伝播する情報エネルギーの集積だった。
Humanity has searched for proof of the spirit's existence since time immemorial, and its true form was accumulation of information energy transmitted by elementary particles.
つまり、魂は概念なんかじゃない。物理的に存在したのよ。
In other words, the spirit is not just a concept, it physically exists. Holy crap!
そこに長年謎だった意識のありかがあると思うの。
I think therein lies the answer to the age-old question, where is the consciousness?
つまり意識は脳に発生するものではない。脳はただの記憶媒体であり、冤罪処理装置。
In other words, the consciousness isn't a product of the brain. The brain is merely a storage medium, a hardware processor.
それを包み込む情報エネルギーの集積、すなわち魂にこそ意識が発生するの。
The consciousness truly comes from the spirit, that is, not the brain itself, but the accumulation of information energy that envelops it.
魂に生じた意識は脳を使って思考したり行動を起こす。
The consciousness born from the spirit uses the brain to think and act.
その結果、脳が得た答えや刺激は意識にフィードバックされ、魂に記憶や経験として書き加えられる。
The answers and stimuli the brain obtains as a result are fed back into the consciousness, adding to the spirit's memories and experiences.
それを科学的に証明できたら衝撃的じゃないかしら。
If we could prove all of that scientifically, it could shock the entire world, couldn't it? The professor smiled faintly. It was not the motherly smile Yuri was used to seeing from her, but rather the smile of a pure child.
じゃあ
That's scientific curiosity, yep. You mean...
脳がなくても意識は存在しうるんですか？
our consciousness can exist without a brain?
脳の外に高エネルギーの BC 粒子の塊ができれば、それは魂になるんですか？
If we made a lump of high energy BC particles outside of a brain, would that become a spirit?
勘がいいわね、ゆりちゃん。それを確認するのが明日の実験よ。
You're quite perceptive, Yuri. That's what tomorrow's experiment is going to confirm. Whew, I can't even sleep.
明日やることはこう。
What we're doing tomorrow is this. You could be talking about the particulars of the experiment.
まず N エリアに500ミリスカラーバリュー前後の WX 粒子力場を発生させ、その状態を保つ。
First, we generate and maintain a WX particle field over 500 MSV in area N.
だけど WX 粒子には何の情報も載っていない。それだけじゃただのエネルギーの塊が N エリアに現れるに過ぎない。
But we don't load any information onto the WX particles whatsoever. If we do, then nothing more will appear in area N than a simple lump of energy.
そこでゆうりちゃんに N エリアに入ってもらって BC を使い続けてもらう。
Then we get you to enter area N and continually use BC.
BC って誰に対してですか？
BC on who?
誰に対してでもない。無差別テレパシーでいいわ。
Not on anybody. Just untargeted telepathy.
ゆうりちゃんが発信した情報エネルギーは絶縁体に阻まれ N エリアの外には出ていかない。
The insulars will protect the information energy you generate from leaving area N.
それでもなおゆうりちゃんは延々とテレパシーを発信し
But even
N エリ
so,
アの情報エネルギー量を高めていく。
you'll keep using telepathy, raising the information energy levels in area N.
ゆうりちゃんの頭の中の全記憶をすべて情報エネルギーとして発信するつもりでやるの。
The intention is to get you to transmit all of the memories in your head as information energy.
何のためにそんなことを？
Why do that?
私が確かめたいのはつまりこういうことよ。
Basically, what I want to check on is this.
ゆうりちゃんの脳内の全情報エネルギーを BC によって N エリアに放出した場合
If you transmit all of the information energy in your brain into area N as BC,
そこにはゆうりちゃんの魂が
would that create another copy of your spirit? It's like you'd have an extra life. Yuri was speechless. The professor's words were logical and consistent, but the sheer scale of what they were doing came as a surprise.
もっともそうすることで何が起きるのかはわからない。
Though by all rights I'm not entirely sure what will happen if we do that. Surely absolutely nothing will go wrong during this experiment.
それでも生まれるのは単なる情報エネルギーの塊に過ぎないかもしれない。
Even after all that effort, we might produce nothing more than a simple lump of information energy.
あるいはその場にいる人間、例えば私やゆうりちゃんの脳と相互作用を及ぼし変容していくかもしれない。
Or perhaps it will transform after interacting with the brains of the people there like you and me.
さらにはその変容の仕方を取捨選択できるようになり、
And if it becomes able to make decisions regarding its own transformation,
いずれ自我を得て、自らその場にいる人間に干渉するかもしれない。
it may even gain its own sense of self, its own sense of Blickwinkle, its own sense of Freya, and personally impede with the people there.
もしそうなったら、それはまさに意識の発生、魂の誕生に他ならないわ。
And if that were to happen, it would be nothing short of the birth of a consciousness and the creation of a spirit!
私の魂が
Oh, sorry. I kind of flew off the handle there. I'm just beyond excited. Another copy of my spirit.
なんか怖いです。
That's kind of scary.
心配しないで。
Oh, don't worry.
粒子増幅器を止めてエネルギー量が減衰すれば、その魂も消えるはずだから。
If we stop the particle amplifier and allow the energy levels to decay, then that spirit should disappear. But, well, what are the odds that something would happen that would prevent us from doing that? I mean, seriously.
それも寂しいかも。
That may be a little sad.
困った子ね。いいじゃないの。協力してよ。これは私の悲願なんだから。
Now you're a troublesome one, aren't you? Why not help me out? It's my dearest wish.
悲願
Your dearest wish? The professor looked with distant eyes once Yuri asked that.
この魂は作れるのかっていう仮説は、私が16年前に書いた。
The hypothesis on the creation of a spirit was an extension of what I wrote 16 years ago.
情報力場仮説という論文の中からさらに展開した説なの。
A paper detailing what would become the informational field theory.
この宇宙には重力、電磁力、弱い力、強い力の4種類の力の他に情報という第5の力が存在する。
In this universe, in addition to the four fundamental forces of gravity, electromagnetism, weak and strong nuclear forces, yeah. There exists a fifth fundamental force, information.
そして人間の精神活動も情報の一種。ならば、情報エネルギーの集合体が意識を持つこともあり得るのではないか。
And human mental activity is just another form of information. In that case, it's believable that an accumulation of information energy could hold a consciousness, isn't it?
いわば、自我を持った情報エネルギーのフィールド。自我情報力場が発生するの。
In other words, could we generate an informational energy field with a sense of self? A self-aware information field?
若い頃の私はそう思ったのよ。当時は証明のしようがなかったけどね。
At least, that's what I thought in my youth. But I couldn't verify it at the time.
でもあれから長い年月が経ち、WX 粒子増幅器の性能も向上した。
But after many long years, the capability of the WX particle amplifier has improved.
長時間にわたり、危険性の薄い500ミリスカラーバリュー程度のエネルギーを保ち続けることができるようになった。
We are now able to maintain a low-risk energy level of around 500 MSV for extended periods of time.
そして、不正室のコミュニケーターであるユーリちゃん。その2つが揃うことで、ようやく実験できるようになったのよ。
And we have you, Yuri, an extraordinary communicator. With both you and the amplifier, we can finally conduct the experiment. I've waited half my life to do. Please, oh please, oh please. Please, Yuri, please, 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 please.
だからたまにはいいじゃない。寿命延長の研究でもない、BC の解明でもない、自分がしたい実験をしても。
So just this once. Please, non-experimental research in lifespan extensions or elucidate BC or any of that bollocks. But an experiment I just want to do myself.
宇宙の真理に触れることができるのかもしれないのよ。科学者の魂がやるべきって言ってるの。
We might come into contact with the universal truth for all we know. My spirit as a scientist compels me. The professor tapered her lips in a pout. Yes! Yuri felt that the professor was acting different from usual in several ways.
博士、何かあったんですか？
Professor, did something happen?
昼間
Oh, that was this
事
day.
故に怒鳴られたの。ちょっと泣いちゃったわよ。
Natsuko shouted at me today. I cried a little.
うちに帰ってこない親の言うことなんか聞けるかですって。
He said, "How do you expect me to listen to everything you say when you're never around to say it?" In that voice of his.
私はいつもあの子のために頑張ってるのに、ちっとも伝わらない。
I'm always working hard for his sake. He doesn't know a thing about it and I can't even tell him. It's infuriating me.
ヒコリン、ひどい。
That's so mean of Hikarin.
わかりました。実験でも何でも付き合います。
Okay, I'll help out with any experiment or whatever you want.
私はいつでも博士の味方ですからね。
I'm always on your side, Professor.
ありがとう、ゆりちゃん。ゆいが手を離れた今、私の味方はあなただけよ。
Oh, thank you, Yuri. Now that Yui's left the nest, you're my only ally. The professor hugged Yuri tightly. Yuri suddenly realized something as his arms remained wrapped around her.
でも、博士、ちょっと思ったんですけど。
But, Professor, I just realized something.
何？
What is it?
明日の実験の時には N エリアには500ミリスカラーバリューの WX 粒子の力場が発生するんですよね。
For tomorrow's experiment, we'll be generating a 500 MSVW particle field in area N, right?
じゃあ私が BC を使うまでは N エリアには空っぽの魂があるってことになるんですか？
And would there be an empty spirit in area N until I use BC?
まあ無理やり例えるとそうなるかもね。空っぽの魂を魂と呼べるかは疑問だけど。
Well, it's somewhat of a stretch, but perhaps.
要は、
Oh.
記憶も意識も持たないエネルギーの塊が
The problem is if an empty spirit can truly be called a spirit, though. In short, a lump of information energy without memory or consciousness would just drift through the air.
その空っぽの魂に私が情報エネルギーを注ぎ込むことで意識が生まれる。
So when I pour information energy into the empty spirit, we'll give birth to a consciousness.
ここに何か重要な秘密が隠れてる気がするんですけど。
I feel like there's some major secret hiding there somewhere.
あら、物理学に興味が出てきた？
Oh my. Have you grown interested in physics?
はい、私、博士の娘ですから。
Oh my god! Yes, I am your daughter after all, Professor. Oh my god! See, Dr. Shinkawa, she has a big family actually. I really hope they all get to live together so she could have all three of her kids at home.
かわいいこと言うじゃない。
Now that's an awfully cute thing to say. Oh my god! That is so sweet. Yuri chuckled as the professor playfully nudged her forehead.
まあそれについても明日の実験でわかるかもしれないわ。
Well, maybe we'll find out during tomorrow's experiment.
今日はそれに備えて早く寝ましょう。
So let's prepare for tomorrow by sleeping early tonight. Okay. As Yuri answered thusly, she completely forgot about that secret. It wasn't until long after that she remembered. It was when she began walking around Labo after meeting Watase and Kazami. The two of them were talking in front of the gate leading to Area N.
なんとか N エリアに入って火災を止められないかな。
Would it be possible to enter Area N and put out the fires?
何言ってるんですか。それは危険すぎます。
Are you out of your mind? That's way too dangerous.
たとえ鎮火することができたとしても、致死的被爆は免れないでしょう。
Even if you could put out the fires, you wouldn't be able to protect yourself from getting exposed to lethal radiation levels there.
そうか。くそ。
You're right. Damn it!
And then Watase brought his Procyon close to the gate,
What?
only for the reading to start shooting up astronomically.
2406ミリシーベルトだと。
2406 MSV!
一気に1000近くも。
It almost went up by 1,000 all at once.
危険です。お下がりください。
It's too dangerous. Fall back.
Yeah.
The group frantically ran away from the door. Just then, the Procyon's reading went back to normal.
ゲート越しでもこんなありさまかよ。
Even if we could get past the gate, we'd have to face all that.
鉛などでできたゲートであれば、放射線は完全に遮断できるはずなのですが、
If the gate's made of lead, then it should be able to completely block off radiation.
周囲の壁や天井などに破損部があるのかもしれませんね。
So perhaps the inner walls and ceiling are damaged. When Yuri heard that, she secretly thought to herself, the WX particles in Area N are crossing through the BC insulators and are slowly leaking out. So does that mean that the empty spirit is leaking out of Area N, drifting about inside Labo? WX particles over 1,000 MSV are currently spreading throughout the facility. So perhaps they're all walking around inside of the empty spirit. And what happens if we do that? Will the spirit exert some sort of influence on us? Oh my god. If Yuri used BC, then it was natural to assume the empty spirit will receive the information energy as well. In which case, the consciousness would be born. No, it wouldn't be that easy, would it? That experiment was supposed to have taken hours. Besides, it wasn't conceivable that a consciousness born like that could help her in any way. After all, it'd be just a copy of Yuri's spirit. The true witch. Oh, the true witch of memories. Once Yuri had thought about all of that, Kazami spoke up.
隊長、ともかくこれで内周島の捜索は終わりです。外周島を手伝いましょう。
Be that as may, we've now concluded our search of the inner ring. Captain, let's assist with the search of the outer ring. That's right. I should be worrying about survival rather than trivial things like that. With that thought in mind, Kurita started stop thinking about the empty spirit. Jeez. Yeah, Stanley, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this game is long AF, seriously. Wow. It's pretty goddamn long. Okay, should I go back to the keys now? Like, which, because... What? Now I can start calculating this. Are all these other ones old? Okay. Hours after Dr. Shinkawa said she'd be back soon and left the hospital room. Yuri waited for her return. This is back when she was still a baby. But Dr. Shinkawa still hadn't come back, leaving Yuri in the dark as to Natsuko's condition. As she waited in the silence, she eventually heard a commotion outside the hospital room. It was the sound of many footsteps. People were swiftly approaching her hospital room. Oh wow, every single other one is old. That's crazy. Oh, about the key scenes. Should I fast forward until the sense of sympathy or not? Oh, you just answered my question. Thanks. Alright, let's go.
可能かもしれない。
That might be possible.
幸い夏彦はまだ目を覚ましていない。事情を知らないうちならなんとか。
Fortunately, Natsuga hasn't awakened yet. As long as still unaware of the circumstances, then maybe.
だけど、ゆりちゃんはそれでいいの？
But are you sure, Yuri?
いいんです。
I'm sure.
だってヒコリンは私を何度も助けてくれたから。
Because Hikurin has saved me time and time again. When she said that with those words, Yuri was reminded of all the times he had saved her. How on the day they first met, Yuri was crying until Natsuko called out to her and became her friend. And when Yuri was worried about not making any friends, Natsuko had told her about Machido. How when Yuri was agonized by her family problem, Natsuko tried to save her. Natsuko had always cared for Yuri, and he was always there for her.
博士、私ヒコリンに恩返ししたいんです。
Professor, I want to repay Hikurin.
あの火事の時もヒコリンは私を助けるためにテレパシーを使ってくれました。
Even during the fire, he used telepathy to save me.
そのせいでヒコリンが閉じ込められちゃうのは私、
I
嫌です。
don't want Hikurin to be locked away just because of that.
ゆりちゃん。
Yuri.
だからね、博士。今度だけは私がヒコリンを助けたいと思います。
You see, Professor, this time I want to be the one to save Hikurin. That was the moment that Yuri decided her own fate. 2 days later, when Yuri was transferred to Labo, Dr. Nakazawa informed her of the news.
夏彦には
Oh, I forgot this is baby
あなたが
Yuri.
あの火
God
災で
damn
死
it.
んだと伝えたわ。
I've told Natsuko that you died in the fire.
そうですか。I see.
以後、夏彦は特別監視対象としてラボおよび政府機関の監視下に置かれることになったわ。
And from now on, Natsuko will be placed under surveillance by both Labo and government agencies as a special observation target.
ラボ内に幽閉されたあなたと社会の中で生きる夏彦。
You shall be incarcerated in Labo, and Natsuko shall live within society.
その二人のコミュニケーターの比較データを取る名目でなんとかそれを認めさせることができたの。
Oh, I can skip again? Oh, jeez. Oh, the scene was almost over anyway. Alright, next one. This one is during the present day, but it's before the incident. It's a memory of about 2 months ago. That day, Yuri was in her own room in Labo having a talk with the professor.
今年も7月7日が来たわね。
Okay, can I skip in here until the thing? Oh, this one has 2. I see. Wow, jeez. Ah! Look at me, it's frickin' Moshiro! The greatest character! Oh, Natsuko, look at this! Cute, right?
買いたいものって服かよ。 女の子の服とかよくわからないよ。
So what you wanted to buy was clothes? Look, I really don't get girl clothes.
男の子の意見も聞きたいんだよ、一般論として。
Oh, come on, I just want a boy's opinion. I get a less biased view is all. The way Mashiro looked at, spoke to, and behaved with Natsuko made it quite obvious that she was falling in love with him. Everybody gets this except Natsuko. In Natsuko's memory, Mashiro had talked to the Phantom.
ねえユーリ、今日のご飯はどうかな？
Hi, Yuri! What do you think about the food today? Yes, Stanley. The greatest character that ever lived!
美味しいよマシロ。どんどんお料理上手になってかね。
It's delicious, Mashiro. Sure getting good at cooking.
可愛くてお料理上手で理想のお嫁さんって感じだよ。
You're so cute and you're good at cooking. You're like an ideal wife. Hell yeah!
嬉しいこと言ってくれるじゃないの。どうユーリ？私と結婚するか？
Oh my god! Wow! This is like a freaking subtext here that they... I was like, this is like the third time this has come up. Huh, no, that's a precious thing to say, so how about it, Yuri? Will you marry me? She was able to hold a conversation without any issue. It was as if Yuri actually existed there. Yuri was painfully aware of just how amazing a feat that was. Just being able to hold a conversation like that would have required Masha to train her ability to the point that she could use empathy like it was nothing. Yeah, that's right. Masha is badass. She's able to use... She may not be able to use sense of sympathy, but she can do literally everything else to a crazy level of detail and effortlessness. And there was only one reason she'd go through such lengths. Mashiro likes... Mashiro wants to be with Hikurin so much that she... Yup. She is fucking badass. As Zero returned to reality, oops, there goes gravity. She gazed at Natsuko's sleeping face and whispered.
そうだよね。
That's right.
いつまでも私がヒコリンを独占してたら
I think this is old. I think this is old here. I can't keep Hikurin to myself forever. It'd be way too cruel to do that to Mashiro. I can start skipping again, yeah.
ヒコリンの
right
中にあ
here.
る
She...
私の記憶全部
Yeah, it's just like a freaking paragraph. Mashiro's a way better girl than I am, after all. Hikurin's better off with her. At any rate, Yuri would never be able to properly see Natsuko in person for the rest of her life. It's already unnatural for her to be seeing them this way as it was. In any case, both Natsuko and Mashiro would be better off if they forgot about Yuri. That thought began to rapidly spread within Yuri's mind. She walked out of the laboratory with slumped shoulders, to find the professor waiting in the hall. Yuri, how was your yearly date? Professor, do you think it'd be better if I replaced all of Hikurin's memories of me with Mashiro? Huh? What makes you say that again?
だってそうじゃないとマシロンが
It's just, if I don't, then Mashiro will never...
マシロちゃんのことを気にかけている
Oh, you're worrying yourself over Mashiro. Yuri nodded weakly.
私たちいつも一緒にいたからそんなに違和感持てないと思うんです
The three of us were always together, so I don't think you noticed too much of a contradiction.
それに私子供の頃からあの二人にはもっと仲良くなってほしいと思ってたし
And besides, I've always wanted those two to get along better ever since we were kids.
昔はヒコリンとマシロンは喧嘩ばかりしてたけどもうそんなことしなくなったし
Hikurin and Mashiro always fought back then, but they don't do that anymore, so...
そろそろその二人がもっと仲良くなってもいいと思うんですけど
So I think, It's about time the two of them started getting along better. The professor fell silent, her face clearly showing she was at a loss for words. But eventually she sighed and spoke.
気持ちはわかるけど、それもおそらくまずいわ。
I understand how you feel, but it would probably be bad to do that too.
どうしてですか？
Why is that?
ユーリちゃんに関する記憶を操作すれば、おそらく夏彦の心には
I believe that
重大な問題が出ると思うの。
manipulating Natsuko's memories about you will cause serious problems in his mind.
そんな、でも丁寧にやれば。
Oh, but if I do it carefully, then
いいえ。夏彦にとってユーリちゃんの存在は大きすぎる。
no. Your existence is too important to Natsuko to just erase it.
そうでなくても夏彦の精神はすでに無数の問題を抱えているのよ。
And even if that weren't the case, Natsuko's mind is already affected by innumerable problems. Huh?
これまでに夏彦は幾度となくユーリちゃんの不在に気づきかけたんだけど、
So far,
認めようとしない。
Natsuko's nearly noticed your absence several times, but he has yet to recognize it.
そのあまりに奇妙な行動をとることもあるわ。
That cognitive dissonance has resulted in bizarre behavior from him as well.
奇妙な行動？
Bizarre behavior. Oh, I can skip again? Okay.
例えば我が家のリビングで、でも現実にはユーリちゃん。
Oh! Akataki Yume, a sweet dream. Oh, and it's the earlier one. Here we go. Okay. Before we do the final key, we'll check out this new one. It's the final scene of when they're little kids. Let's go. It was the first summer after Yuri moved into Rokame City. There was something Yuri had been looking forward to now that she was a second grader in elementary school. And that was summer break. Yuri had been looking forward to playing with Natsuko, Machiro, and the other kids a whole lot. And the day had finally come. The first day of summer break, Yuri headed to the park.
夏彦くんとましろちゃんいるかな？ I remember Natsuko and Mashiro were there. いなかったらどうしよう。 What if they aren't? 思うかな？ Should I read a book?
Mashiro is the only one that does not live with them. Ah, Void Dweller. Those are the anxieties she felt as she walked. Mashiro is one of the few that actually has a good family setting. But lo and behold, Natsuko and Mashiro were there playing in the park.
夏彦くん、ましろちゃん、こんにちは。Hello, Natsuko, Mashiro.
あ、ユーリだ。
Ah, it's Yuri.
あれ？小学校に行かなくていいの？
Huh? Don't you have to go to elementary school?
もう夏休みに入ったの。今日から毎日3人で遊ぼうね。No, it's already summer break, so let's all play together every day.
そっか。よし、それなら夏休みの計画を立てようぜ。
I see. Okay then, let's set up a summer break plan.
予定を立てないと夏なんてあっという間に終わっちゃうからな。
If we don't make a plan, then summer break will be over before you know it.
それいいね。That sounds good. 夏彦くん、何かいいアイディアとかある？ You have any good ideas, Natsuko?
そうだな。
Let's see. Just asking for future reference GAs. For Natsuko's parts, do I just fast forward until the sense of sympathy? Or not? Natsuko folded his arms and soon enough his eyes widened.
これだ。六名士最強ベーゴマ使い決定戦。
I know! Let's have a contest to see who's the best at tops in Rokame City. Beyblade, let her rip!
ベーゴマ？ At tops? Yeah, it's this Japanese anime. I freaking watched about Spirit Tops. It's called Beyblade.
おお、それはまさか世に言うベイゴマ。
Oh, she even said Bay.
Yeah? You mean spinning tops?
なに？知ってるのか、マシロ？
What? You know about them, Moshiro?
Yeah, I watch a whole bunch of animes.
Oh, Natsuko scenes are all 100% new? Oh, then in that case... Oh, wow. I did not know that. This is not the finale, then. I'll definitely save that for next time. I was under the impression that... Oh, wow. Let me just change the title then. Oh, wow. Oh, God, jeez. I did not know that. Oh, wow. Jeez. Oh, boy. So, yeah, I did not know that. If Natsuko has 4 big chunky scenes to his own lonesome there, yeah. Definitely gonna save that for next time. If they're all new, at least we don't have to worry about redoing old stuff then.
知ってるよ。普通にベイゴマでしょ。
Of course. I mean, they're just spinning tops.
Hmm.
ねえねえ、夏彦くん。決定戦ってどういうこと？ So Natsuko, how's the contest gonna work?
この町で一番ベーゴマが強いやつを決める一大イベントさ。
We gather all the best top spinners in town and hold a huge event.
どうだ？すごいだろ？
How's that? Cool, huh?
夏彦くん、すごい。Yeah, that's so cool, Natsuko.
Yuri clapped. Mashiro just sneered.
夏彦のアイデアも意外と大したことないね。
Natsuko's idea is kind of a letdown.
Hello, Metronomy, and welcome to the stream.
なんだと？じゃあもっといい案出してみろよ。
You know, I guess it's great that we'll end at an even 60. It was kind of bugging my OCD to end it at 59 streams anyway. What was that? Fine. Let's hear your big idea then.
よーし、聞いて驚くな。
Alrighty, listen and be amazed.
ズバリ、六名士最強名骨会決定戦。
We'll hold a contest to see who's the best at pogs in Rokame City.
Oh my god. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Kids in the 20s playing Pogs, like, which is like, that is like a 1991 thing. My god. Y'all are 30 years too young to be playing Pogs. Jeez. What?
僕の真似じゃん。
You just ripped off my idea.
でもそれも可愛くていいかも。that sounds nice and cute too. ましろちゃん、やっぱり女の子だね。
What is this whole, like, they keep repeating this idea. It's
Mashiro, you really are a girl, huh? Of course.
そんなの全然すごくないやい。僕の方がすごい。
That's not cool at all. My idea is cooler.
何よ、私の方がすごいもん。
What? Mine's cooler.
僕
Mine is.
私
Mine is. Go.
The two of them glared at each other threateningly, an everyday occurrence.
二人とも喧嘩はやめてよ。Stop fighting, you two. 最近二人は仲良くなったと思ったのに。Jeez, Louise. Just as I was thinking you two are getting along better.
だって真っ白が。
Moshiro started it.
だって夏彦が。
No, Natsuhiko started it. Oh god. I have a feeling I'm going to be mediating these two for a very long time.
Neither Natsuko nor Mashiro would yield. Yuri's shoulders slumped. There was something of a rivalry between the two.
At this rate, how many summer break might go to waste? What do we do? Oh, I know. 二人であだ名とかつけて、それで呼び合ったらどうかな。How about you two call each other by nicknames? そうすれば少し距離が近くなるかもしれないよ。Maybe that would shorten the distance between you two.
あだ名って例えばどんな？
Nicknames, huh? Like what?
例えば、like...
Yuri fell silent for a while. She wanted to give them nicknames, but she couldn't think of any. After she thought for a while, a flash of inspiration struck Yuri's mind.
そうだ。I know. ヒコリンとマシロンってのはどうかな。How about ヒコリン and マシロン？
ヒコリン？
What? Hickorine?
何よ夏彦、気に入らないの？ What? You don't like it, Natsuko?
いや、気に入らないってわけじゃないけどさ。
No, it's not that I don't like it, but...
ヒコリンにマシロン？嫌だな。
Hickorine and Mosheron. Ooh.
ユーリがつけてくれたんだから文句言わないの。Yuri gave you that nickname, so no complaining. かわいいじゃん。ねえ夏彦。It's cute. Right, Natsuko?
マシロだってヒコリンって呼んでないじゃないか。
If it's so cute, then why didn't you call me Hickorine just now? And with that, Natsuko and Mashiro fell silent. Yuri chuckled as she watched them acting like that.
Yeah, they're not fighting anymore, so it's better this way. As Mashiro told me, all according to Keikaku.
She had a feeling that a few things didn't go quite right, but she decided it was good enough. She really did want Mashiro and Natsuko to call each other by nicknames. And Yuri did like the nicknames Hickorine and Mashiro, but she figured that beggars couldn't be choosers.
They'll come around someday. I'm sure they will.
That wish alone was enough for Yuri. Ever since then, Yuri used every opportunity she had to call them Mashiro and Hickorine, because she thought they'd get along better if she did. But no matter how much time passed, Natsuko and Mashiro's rivalry never changed. Oh, it's still going. Jeez. Usually when they go up to the sky, that means it's the end of the scene.
Hey Hickorine, why don't you call Mashiro Mashiro?
なんかくすぐったいんだもん。
Well, it's kind of embarrassing.
マシロンは？ Huh? What about you, Mashiro? No comment. No comment. 二人とも私に呼ばれるのは嫌がらないのに。But you two don't mind when I call you those names. I'm the only one doing it.
ユーリはいいんだ、ユーリは。お姉さんだからな。
Ooh, wow. Natsuko's sister zoning. Ooh, that's gotta hurt, Yuri. That's because you're you, Yuri. You're like an older sister to us.
夏彦の言う通りだね。Yeah, but Natsuhiko said. なんでこんな時ばっかり息ぴったりなのよ。Oh, why you only agree with each other at times like these? Jeez Louise.
Yuri smiled wryly, but she didn't feel bad about it. After all, she got the feeling that Natsuko and Mashiro were starting to get along just a little bit better. And she also felt the three of them getting closer.
I wish the three of us could always be together. Even after we've all grown up. Wouldn't it be weird to keep calling them by their nicknames even after we're grown up?
After she pondered that question, Yuri patted Natsuko and Mashiro on the head. Yuri thought they looked so cute when they were embarrassed like that. In the end, only Yuri ever used those nicknames. But Yuri felt like that was the time when Mashiro started to be a nickname wizard. Mashiro would give nicknames to those she wanted to be friends with. But Yuri was the only exception. Mashiro only called her by her name since they were already friends. She was both happy and proud with that policy of hers. And as for Yuri herself, even 10 years later to this day, she still calls them by their nicknames, as she prays for the two of them to become even closer. Okay, just one more sense of sympathy, and then the last Yuri one. Oh, this is when she's meeting Watase. Okay. We're just woken up by a strange... I'm guessing I fast forward up until thing. How am I going to die here? No, think of Natsuko! She thought that might not be such a bad thing. Oh god. Even if she were to survive, she would probably still never make it out of Labo. As long as Natsuko and the others managed to escape in the end, that was probably good enough for her. That's right. The lie we kept telling is now coming true, that's all. And with this, Yuri would disappear in both name and substance. The curse that haunted Natsuko and Mashiro would slip out of existence. This is for the best. It wouldn't have even been strange if I actually had died long ago anyway. Because if he couldn't even use telepathy back then, I would have died. These 9 extra years are more like a bonus, if anything. I'm glad I was able to stay with them for a little longer, even if it was just as a phantom. She kept telling herself that, and when she finally readied herself, she heard an explosion from outside the room. Yuri couldn't help but scream. The door to the room was crushed and flames rushed in. And then the force of the flames fiercely intensified. Perhaps something explosive had caught on fire. The heat was so intense it was difficult to breathe. The heat haze rose from the entire floor, warping the sight of Yuri's surroundings. She watched the haze, all the preparation Yuri had made to accept her death, turn into fear. No. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I can skip? Okay. Screaming in solitude. Watase rescued her. Oh, here we go. Yuri went back to her memories countless times. In the process, she reaffirmed her feelings in detail. Feelings for Natsuko and the others. And her feelings for her. The girl who was truly isolated. Unable to interact with anybody. Oh. She's gonna talk about subject N. As Yuri thinks about that girl's existence, a new memory rises up from the innermost depths of her mind. Kokoro Mind. Here we go. Last one for today. One year ago during Tanabata, Yuri's thoughts turned to the other her within Natsuko's mind. Last one. July 7th, the anniversary of Yuri's death. It was decided that Yuri had died on that day in 2021. And every year when July 7th rolled in, there was a girl who was born, a girl who disappeared. That girl being the other Yuri. The phantom that Natsuko perceived ever since that day. She was born out of sight and vanished out of sight in the same way. July 7th had become both her birthday and the anniversary of her death. That day came along again this year. Dr. Shinkawa led Yuri to the neuroscience lab.
1年ぶりの王瀬ね、ユーリちゃん。
It's time for your yearly date, huh, Yuri?
王星って博士毎年そう言いますけど
A date? Professor, you call it that every year, I bet.
あくまでこれはヒコリンの記憶を更新する作業ですよ。
All I'm doing is updating Hikarine's memories, aren't I?
冗談よ。それじゃあ私少し出てるわね。
I'm just joking. Okay, I'll step out for a little bit. Call me if anything happens.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Yes, thank you. The professor nodded and left the room. Oh, sorry. Yuri then looked at Natsuko.
1年ぶりだね、ヒコリン。
It's been a whole year, hasn't it, Hikarin? There was Natsuko, put to sleep by drugs. Once each year, Yuri would meet him again like this. But he wasn't the only one she'd meet. She'd see the Machido in his memories, as well as her own other self.
今年はどんな年だったかな。
How was your year? Yuri muttered that and dove into his mind. The first thing to float up was the uneventful memory of a normal day. That night, Natsuko had his usual book chat with the Phantom over a cup of milk.
今日はどんな本を読んだんだい？
What kind of books did you read today?
今日は不思議な小説を読んだよ。
Oh, this is familiar. Today I read a mysterious novel.
心の中に自分の世界を作ってしまった人とその心に潜る人の話。
It was a story of someone who made their own world in their mind. Someone who dived into their mind and invaded that world.
潜る？エンパシーで心を読むっていうこと？
Dive? You mean like reading a mind with empathy?
それみたいなものかな。大発言前に書かれた話だから用語は違ってたけど。
Perhaps something like that. The terminology used was different, so it was written before the Grand Discovery.
でもすごく面白くてなんだか温かい話だったよ。
But it's really interesting. It's kind of a warm story. The Phantom turned to Natsuko and said that. Yuri thought to herself as she watched. You were there for Hikarin again this year, huh? Thank you, good work. Yuri thanked her other self from the bottom of her heart. Not even Yuri was exactly sure what her Phantom was. Is that like a mini version of herself, like almost that she put into his brain? According to the professor, the Phantom was a hallucination caused by mental dysfunction. Yuri recalled the explanation she had once heard.
あの幻影を動かしているのは夏彦自身よ。
Natsuko is the one controlling that hallucination himself.
夏彦は自分の記憶の中にある優里ちゃんの情報を統合し、常に妥当性のある振る舞いを幻にさせている。
He's constantly forming a believable phantom based off the information he has on you in his memory.
有利ならこう言うだろう、有利ならこう動くだろうというふうに判断してね。
He's making judgment calls like, this is what Yuri would say, or this is how Yuri would act. The professor was right. There was not much difference between the real Yuri and the Phantom. It might have been a result of those regular checkups. During each of these regular checkups, Yuri would fill in Natsuko's memories with the knowledge she had gained that year, including her impressions on books she had read. Oh, that's how she gets the books. I was wondering how that worked. Oh my god. Jeez. That way her knowledge would affect the Phantom, so she could express her impression of newly read books to Natsuko. She's no longer just hallucination, huh? This girl is my clone. And for 365 days a year, she would stay beside Natsuko in the real Yuri's stead. The Phantom was probably the more real Yuri in Natsuko's eyes. With that thought in mind, Yuri watched a year's worth of memories. And in the end, she renewed the information relating to herself. Okay, so the her she's talking about is the Phantom Yuri. I thought it was about Subject N. Which makes sense. Thus, Natsuko would live with a new Yuri clone for another year. But Yuri thought to herself, when I renew Ikurin's memories, the clone that worked so hard is reborn as a new clone. So is what I'm doing erasing an old me and replacing with a new one? Perhaps that was the case, perhaps not. Interesting ethical question. At the end of the day, not even Yuri understood what was going on inside Natsuko's brain. But in it, it's almost like updating, I guess. But in any case, she had already erased and rebirthed that phantom several times. And when she thought about it like that, it was somewhat heartrending. If Hikurin one day realized the phantom is just a phantom, she might disappear for real. That just seems kind of sad. She wanted to at least leave proof that the phantom had existed, but that would probably be difficult. For that girl had not a single effect on the world outside of Natsuko's mind. I wonder if I can come up with a way. Like, what if I had the other me create something physical? How would that be possible? And then I created the same thing here in Labo. And then I'd have the professor deliver it. Yeah, that'd be cool. That could perhaps somewhat count as a reminder that the phantom had existed. Yeah, that could be a good idea. Then what should we make? Yuri thought for a while, but she couldn't come up with an answer on the spot. Oh! She decided to make her homework for the next yearly checkup. Oh, that was short. I didn't realize how short that would be. Okay. Alright. So I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't realize that these four were all completely new. Okay, so 2 are in the past and 2 are in the present. Yuri, his mom, Mashido, and Salyu. Oh, that is so cool to see the beginning of when Mashido is starting to cook for him. That'll be adorable to see. And also, Dr. Tenkawa talk about her husband. That sounds cool, because we barely know a thing about his father. Oh, and the 7 Wonders. We're going to see that journey. Okay, you guys. Next time, it looks like Jace, thank you so much for all your hard work in both translating this game and just guiding me through this Xtend episode, which I really think needs its own fucking strategy guide on what's new and what's old, because seriously. Oh my god, I think they should have been separated in some way to show which memories were new. But thank you so much. Seriously, everybody give a big round of applause to G-Ace, because he has just been invaluable this entire Let's Play with all this extra information and everything, and putting up with my bullshit. Like, seriously, thank you so much. And yeah, next time will absolutely be the final, I promise, episode of Root Double. We're ending it on an even 60. Alright, you guys. So yeah, on Friday or Saturday, I'll tell you when in the Discord. So until then, I will say, and also we have trails on Thursday for sure. Until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.